If anyone asks me who or what was responsible for freeing India, what shall be my answer? Because as far as I know, the whole credit is given to Gandhi. While I think instead of this, his credit is due on breaking India. So if not him, then who? Let's understand what happened during the British occupation of India. They wiped out every royal family. They installed puppets in their place. I'm not saying every single member of every single royal family died. Many of them still survive today. They are living in poverty, etc. The real royalty of India was marginalized, if not wiped out. Right? That is number one. The British stole the almost the entirety of India's wealth. India's GDP was 33% of that of the entire world. By the time the British left, India had 2% of the world's GDP. Right? India's life expectancy was less than 30 years by the time the British left. And before the British came to India, even during the Turkic occupation, most Indians had land. They had their ancestral lands that had been passed on from generation to generation for thousands of years. The British deprived every Indian of their land. They instituted the Rayatwari system, in which in which the land was confiscated from all Indians, and every Indian farmer and every Indian industry was destroyed, and every Indian, the vast majority of Indians, more than 200 million Indians, were forced to indulge in subsistence farming, either growing food crops or cash crops. And so basically they stole the land of every Indian, and they gave these lands to various zamindars and various British stooges. After independence, these lands were not restored to any of the Indians who lost their lands to the British. And these zamindars and these people who benefited from British largesse, they are the big industrialists, the hereditary industrialists who still are wealthy today. Many of these old industrial families in India owe everything to the British. And the people of India who lost everything to the British, they were not given any justice after independence. They were not given the lands back. In my opinion, upon the stroke of midnight on 15th of August, every Indian should have been given a parcel of land of this country. That's what makes them citizens. Everybody had land before the British occupation. Today, how many people actually own land? Very few. Very few people in India actually own land. If somebody were to compile the statistics would be shocking. So most Indian citizens don't own land in India, and a small number of people own great amounts of land. The largest non-government land owner in India is, guess who? It's the Catholic Church. So why were these injustices not redressed upon independence? These injustices have been allowed to persist. The people who benefited from British occupation of India, they are still benefiting from it. So did we really get independence? That's my question. We are still following British laws, the laws that the British wrote. We still have a foreign constitution which is not Indian in nature or origin. The institutions that govern us and rule upon us are the institutions the British made. And there has been no justice, land reforms, nothing. Nobody has been given the land they lost or their ancestors lost. So where is this independence that we talk about? The independence that we are supposedly enjoying is an illusion. We have never become independent. We are continuing the same system. We're still speaking the same language. If I were to speak in Hindi, half my audience would disappear because half of India doesn't understand Hindi, south of the southern parts of India. Because Hindi is almost like a foreign language for them because it is so Urduized and Persianized and Arabized. And that's why we have to rely upon a foreign language to unify this country as of now. So where's the independence? There's no independence. We are still trying to decolonize. Independence occurs only when you decolonize and you undo the policies that the British had implemented in India. So that's never happened. So I don't really believe that we have ever got independence from British rule. We are still continuing the same system, right? So yes, Gandhi gets the credit for breaking India. So does Jinnah to a small part. So does the Congress Party to a great extent. They also get a great deal of credit for slowing down the progress of India after 47. But in my opinion, India has never really become independent. We are still colonized in a variety of ways, especially mentally. We still see ourselves as inferior to this British or to the Westerners, or to people who have a lighter skin tone than ours. So we need to change our mentality, and we need to find a way to reform the system. And we are tired of gradual incremental reforms. We need revolutionary reforms to unleash the real India. So that's what we await. We await real independence.